Welcome back for another video. It's the final game week before the World Cup, during which we will get unlimited transfers. So in this video we'll be looking at the top players with predicted points in Gameweek 16. It's a great opportunity for a one-week punt if there ever was one this season. So let's start with the goalkeepers, and we'll keep it brief as few will be looking for goalkeeper transfers this week. Nonetheless, it is useful to see which teams the algorithm favours for clean sheets. It's the Brazilian keepers on top, Edison with 4.4 and Alisson projected 4.2. Man City are home to Brentford. Tony returns from suspension and he's available, though he's also under investigation by the FA, so it's currently unknown if he will be back in the team. Liverpool are home to Southampton, who have just sacked Hasenhüttl, and they will be under new coach Sellers for this one. Arsenal are on the road to Wolves, who have struggled for goals all season, and Ramsdale's projected 4 points. Arsenal remain top of the Premier League table, and another win in Gameweek 16 cements them top for the duration of the World Cup, which will be highly motivating. Brighton are home to Villa. However, under Emery's first game in charge, we saw them beat Man United 3-1, so it'll be no easy fixture. Pope was minutes away from his 7th clean sheet of the season in Gameweek 15. This Gameweek is projected 3.7 points, but he's against a tougher opposition in Chelsea, but they are playing at home. If your team's already in great shape, then there is the option for a move like Pope to Alisson or Edison. Next up, the defenders, and Alexander-Arnold's top, projected 5.5 points. Him and Robertson both look like good one-week punts if you have an opportunity to get either. New manager bounce is always difficult to predict though, and we've seen an immediate bounce from Villa in recent weeks. With Walker-Peters, Livramento and likely Larius all out for Southampton, they have no recognised right back, which could play into Robertson's hands. Gabriel's projected 4.1 points, away to Wolves, who have just scored 8 times this season in total, 2 fewer than any other team. Perisic and Sessegnon are both projected 4 points versus Leeds. With Son and Richarlison out, we saw Perisic playing in the front 3, and in the last 2 games his average position has been the furthest forward it's been all season. Kulusevski was back and had an impact off the bench, so there is potential for Conte to switch to a front 2. But if Perisic plays in the front 3 again, he could be an outstanding one-week punt, and even hit the woodwork a couple of times against Liverpool as a consequence of playing further forward. Onto the midfielders next, and Salah's top with 8.5 projected points. Back on the score sheet again last match, scoring twice against Spurs. At this late stage you do wonder which players will have the World Cup on their mind. Those called up will not want to pick up an injury right before. This of course doesn't affect Salah, with Egypt having not qualified, which might work in his favour with nothing to lose this game week. De Bruyne's in second and will be going to the World Cup with Belgium, and he's projected 6.2 points. Again, if your team isn't in really good shape, then De Bruyne to Salah is an option, but it is a move with potential to backfire, as was Salah to De Bruyne last game week, despite the more favourable fixture for City. However, City were down to 10 men for a large part of the game, so it was unfortunate in how that one played out. Saka's in third, projected 5.5 points, and he picked up the assist for Gabriel's winner last game week. Trossard continued his streak of returns after $500,000 sold him before Man City and Chelsea a few game weeks back, 2 goals and an assist since then. He's projected 4.9 points and a good mid-priced option to consider as a one-week punt. As is Zaha, who's also been somewhat of a troll himself, putting up a 12-pointer after a couple of blanks. We saw him playing more centrally, which perhaps led to his upturn in form, and it is Nottingham Forest in Gameweek 16, which is a good fixture for Palace to finish on. Onto the forwards, and Haaland's top projected 8.2 points for the Brentford game. He was named on the bench last game week, but he came off and scored the late winner. A reminder that there are League Cup fixtures midweek before Gameweek 16. Man City face Chelsea and many other Premier League sides involved, so hold your transfers. Kane's projected 7 points for the Leeds fixture. There is an interesting discussion to be had once we get unlimited transfers regarding which premiums to get and how many. Kane, Haaland, De Bruyne and Salah have all been good, and perhaps finding room for 3 will be the way forward, certainly 2 minimum. However, Darwin could be the perfect player to complement 2 premiums, priced at 8.9 mil as it stands and projected 5.8 points this week for the Southampton game. Another really good player to consider if you can get to him. For 0.9 mil cheaper, Jesus is a good one-week punt too, projected 4.9 points against Wolves. If we get news that Mitrovic misses out, then him and Darwin both worth considering. Or if you don't have the funds, then Solanke is the cheapest striker on the top projections, with 4.3 points projected for the Everton game at home. And that wraps up the final Who to Buy video before the World Cup. Thanks for watching. If it was useful, please remember to hit like and subscribe to the channel for more content to come over the World Cup. I read every comment, so leave one below and I'll be sure to read it. See you soon for the next one.